Hey guys, so today I'm going to be doing a video where I break down bad roaming tips that a lot of players I noticed do make. Throughout the video, I'm just going to cover just 5 tips that I think that everybody should avoid making and could honestly make them a better player overall if they didn't make these mistakes. The 5 mistakes that I'm going to be covering in this video specifically are going to be overstaying, playing too aggressive, roaming alone, hiding instead of holding, and not bringing utility. Uh, I'm just going to go through each of those and explain what I mean. The timestamps for each of the tips are going to be on the video right now, as well as they're going to be pinned in a comment below when I do post this video. Yeah, I'm gonna pin them as well. But outside of that, you guys have an idea what I'm doing, and let's get into the video. Okay, so for the first tip, we're going to be covering overstaying. The map I decided to choose for this video, just like every other video, is probably a map that I'm going to cover next for my map breakdown, but it's going to be coastline. I'm only using this one because there's a lot of roaming positions that I want to cover, but for overstaying, I want to explain that in positions like office, where you like to play here sometimes, or some players like to play here when the site's kitchen, to deny players from trying to push like the double bars, because that seems to be a pretty common push in ranked and some competitive play, but more often than ranked. Some people do like to play in office just to delay time and shoot drones and stuff like that. But what a lot of players don't understand is that they don't have to stay here forever. So in a situation where you get droned out like maybe 2, even 3 times, you are more than welcome to leave this area. I catch a lot of times in ranked, people play in this area, shoot a drone, shoot another drone, shoot 3 drones, and then just kind of sit here. And they just like wait, and I'm not exactly sure what they're waiting for. I guess they're waiting for kills. But you're playing this position completely wrong because what you're doing is giving the attacking team a lot of time to set up cutoffs for you. So, for example, if they do know that you're playing in office and they have you pinned, somebody could rotate out and repel this window here. And if you're playing all the way in office, you more than likely won't hear it, just because of the droning, the gunfire, and stuff like that. So, if you do eventually decide to give this up and run away, you expose yourself to this angle in this window that some players do like to play. It's really a free kill for a person running there. Also, if you're like one of the only people roaming like in this area, you can also find yourself someone breaking in your blue bar window. It's an easy angle that you can get from blue bar that some players like to play, where you literally just sit outside here, and that wall gets open, and then you're kind of pinched into a certain area where you can only literally play like right about here. Say they get sunrise control, because you've been here forever, so now they have a bunch of control. They have sunrise control now. You're really kind of messing yourself over by overstaying in office. So really, in the situation, if you're able to shoot 2 or 3 drones or apply damage to attacking the player from outside, someone's holding like a stationary angle, you're like able to pre-fire that while you're running away, and you put some bullets into them. Honestly, you've done a successful roam there. You don't actually have to stay in the area, and you're not even giving this up. Like you're still technically in the office area. You're in security now. You can shoot another drone, shoot 2 drones, and leave, and just trying to like avoid staying in the same position for just too long. Because the longer you're in a position, you're giving the attacking team more than enough time, just so they're able to set up cutoffs for you and kind of prevent you from getting back to site safely. Alright, so for the next roaming tip or thing that you're doing wrong, I catch a lot of players sometimes, instead of playing defense, playing attack is how I like to say it, because they end up playing too aggressive. What you want to avoid doing when you're defending on any position, I chose blue bar here, by the way, because like some people like to play kitchen, but basically what people end up doing is peeking like outside the main door because they know that someone's outside the main lobby, or someone's on your service door. You're just constantly in and out peeking them, in and out peeking them, in and out peeking them, taking this gunfight, running back here, wall banging, all this other extra stuff. And in reality, you don't have to do any of that. uh, Push comes to shove, an operator, like for example, I'm just playing Mozzie in this situation. If they're not like getting past your Mozzie pest, or they're stalling out because they don't actually know where you are, you swinging and shooting them and giving them all these opportunities to kill you is really putting yourself at a disadvantage. Because say you lose out a gunfight and you're playing too aggressive here, you get killed, and now they know, hey, okay, that's one less person we have to worry about. There's probably no one else over here, and it gets a little bit more confidence. So if you literally just sit in here and you're playing this position and just play to shoot a drone, you hear them coming, you pre-fire, that's fine. But if you're just constantly swinging, that's where you're in the wrong. But if you're just playing your position, kind of waiting it out. Maybe you set up some bullet holes, to watch the service door. maybe you have some punch holes lined up, so kind of distract them, force them to keep pre-firing, keep them off their guard, and just honestly just like standing still. You're going to be a lot better position because they have to come into you. I think a lot of people don't understand is when you're playing on defense, you are defending, not attacking. You don't have to bring the fight to them. They have to bring the fight to you. They have to plant. You guys are the ones who are just defending the bomb site. The longer you're alive, the more you're a problem because the time is always going to be in your favor as a defender. So overall, if you can just work on playing in a less aggressive manner, you're going to be in a lot better position as a roamer. Alright, so the next defensive roaming strat that I want to go over is roaming alone. I chose penthouse here because sometimes people like to play downstairs with pulse. I don't recommend going this side, by the way. But if you do go here, sometimes like people play downstairs with pulse and try to deny the nitro cell for people inside of VIP or deny plant or stuff like that. But a lot of times they're doing this by themselves. And the reason this is a problem is because you're able to get cut off and pinched and droned out a lot easier if you're playing 100% by yourself. So for example, if you want to play down here and you know that you're going to be playing for a nitro cell, bring another operator who has a nitro cell. Bring Mozzie downstairs with you. Bring Mute to come downstairs with you. Bring yourself so you're in a situation so if anyone tries to push up on you, they can watch your back. So like say, hey, they know I'm inside of kitchen now. So there's someone outside my kitchen window. There's someone outside my service, and there's someone outside my main door. Instead of fighting 3 gunfights here, I only have to worry about maybe 1. Because hey, like I'll watch for the kitchen push. Hey, you have your mute tuck here with a shotgun. He watches for your swings here. Like it's just like that was a terrible example, but still, like I feel like it gets the gist of it. Basically, you're gonna put yourself in a situation where you're in more optimal gunfight instead of like, hey, are they there? Hey, are they there? Hey, are they about to hop in my kitchen window? How are they there? It's just put yourself in a situation where you're always gonna have a friend. Really, you don't want to go around the map by yourself. I'm not saying that you guys butt buddy, but I'm saying like. If you run over into security, for example, you don't want to like put yourself in a situation where you're kind of back and forth gunfighting and just getting flash and people throwing utility at you and you're just kind of going through hell in a cell over here. You want to have someone to kind of have your back and just cover at least one of the angles for you, so you're able to just kind of fight your demons a little less. Have someone there to help you fight the demons for you. Say they have a nice the mute that I examined, for example, he makes a rotate for you here, so you can rotate out, that kind of thing. Just help it so you guys can roam together and work off of each other without necessarily being on top of each other. Alright, so this next tip I'm going to be covering is going to be hiding instead of holding. Basically, I notice a lot of players in ranked, if they aren't being too aggressive, they're not being helpful at all. I catch a lot of players just kind of playing in like tuck positions like the one I'm in right now. The site's blue bar, and I'm kind of just hiding here inside of aquarium. And this is something you don't want to do. Because what you're doing here is just not presenting any presence. So if they think, for example, like, yeah, maybe you don't get misdroned, they don't know you're here, that's cool and dandy. But now they have full control over, like, the top floor, they're sledging above, and, like, you're thinking, oh, I'm going to make a play. But if you get droned out, you really can't do anything now. Like, if I get droned out here inside of aquarium, and they're already in billiards, they're already, like, they are nomading off top white, they have full control of the map, I can't do anything, and I kind of put myself in a pickle. So usually what you want to do is make your presence known just so like they have to deal with you. Instead of just kind of giving them the entire free real estate, you want to like play like top cool vibes. You want to shoot drones. You want to make like maybe have some walls reinforced. You want to just be a pest, kind of be something that the attacking team has to deal with, and not something that they manage to catch by chance. Because you burn a lot more time this way. Like, maybe you get a pick because they didn't drone you, but, like, that's pretty much all you got, and you pretty much costed your team the attacking team, like, pretty much nothing besides a 1-for-1 play instead of time. And in an essential game where there's just a 3-minute timer, you're better off wasting time over getting that kill and playing for a 1-for-1. Just because, say you get a 1-for-1 kill, but there's still 2:30 on the clock, they're now just sledging above sight. They're making all the holes they need to do. They have a lot of time for this execute, and all you did was get a single kill. So like, you just have to make sure that you're, instead of playing in like this like tucked position where you just can't be seen because you think it's super cool and sneaky, it's better just to play a position for the hold and just make it so the attacking team has to deal with you, use utility on you, that kind of thing. And just burn more time, because at the end of the day, if they don't get the bomb down, they lose. So as long as you can burn as much of the clock as possible, so that the people in sight, say your smokes, your maestros and stuff, can use their utility to deny the plant, or a nitro, or anything like that, you're in a better position than if you wasted 30 seconds because you wanted to hide, give the illusion that it was clear, let them get full top control, and then you play for your 1-for-1. Alright, and the last tip that I'm going to be covering for this video is not bringing utility. When you're roaming, there is no rule in like any rule book ever that says you can't bring stuff with you. Only reason I ran mirror here is just for an example, because on kitchen, a lot of the times attackers like to attack above. as well as that horizontal push I explained above, before. But some people like to attack above and make a bunch of sledge holes. So there's no like you can play a Mira, you can play a Mozzie Mirror Mute, for example, upstairs, and like make it so they actually have to work for it. If they want to get that vertical pressure, make it so they actually have to earn it. Don't just give up vertical play. Don't let them sit upstairs for 2 minutes and all you have to wheel about is a Mozzie pester to you or a Vigil scan to disappear, that kind of thing. Make them earn it. Make them actually have to use hard breaching. Make sure they have to do like a Twitch drone or something. And just spend, like, waste as much time as possible. Because as long as you're up here and you have stuff facing them, they're not going to start sledging the floor. That'd be suicide. Anyone who just started running up and try to sledge the ground over a service, or even if they try to sledge into a VIP, you can open up this wall. There's nothing stopping you. You can just put some holes over here, and next thing you know, bam, the wall is open. You can see it from your little mirror here. Anyone who's willing to just kind of put their body in a position and get killed from your utility upstairs is kind of trolling. So you're better off that way. Play against people like that. Play against trolls. Play against people who just think that you don't exist. Make it so they actually have to fight for this utility and burn as much time. And then look at this, you're gone. Like, yeah, they might clear your mirror, but look how easy this is to rotate. Next thing you know, bam, you're back downstairs. Oh no, they didn't want to clear me upstairs. They didn't want to push my mirror. Oh, anything but that. You know what you do? Next thing you know, boom, you drop the hatch. There it is. There's sight. You're hopping back in sight. You're here to help your team. You know, that kind of thing. You just want to make sure that you bring your utility. Your utility isn't stuck in sight. Like, there's no laws requiring you to leave all the pieces of your utility inside of the room. You can bring it upstairs with you. You can bring a mute jammer. You can bring a Mozzie vest. You can bring an ADS if you want to. Just make sure that you understand that you can bring your utility wherever you want, and when you're on the roam, you don't have, like, if you want to play a position really strongly, make sure you bring utility. Don't just, like, stand up there with just your gun, no reinforcements, anything like that, and just kind of wait for the gunfight to happen. Bring stuff with you, that way that you're able to hold an area more efficiently and more effectively. Alright, so that's everything I have for you guys today. Basically, hopefully you guys are able to pick up some of these tips and use them in your own gameplay so that you can become a better roamer and more helpful for your team if you do decide to roam. If you guys like this video, want me to do an anchoring version or just do something on attack or something like that, be free to drop a comment down below. I'm happy to do any of these types of tips videos. Someone asked me to do this video specifically where I explain like things that you could do as a roamer, so I did. Like always, if you guys want any other types of videos from me, just let me know in the comment section below. I'll be happy to do them for you. With that being said, I love you guys. I'll see you guys in the next video Monday.